Hello friends, welcome to my channel here at Techies. This is our Angular 21 tutorial for beginners part 19. In this video we can see how to migrate our template driven form into reactive forms. For doing this implementation, I am going to use one registration and a login screen. So this registration screen and this login screen both are implemented using this template driven form approach only. Okay. So let me start my change from this registration. This is my registration component. Okay. So we can start our change from this TS file. The first thing is, since we are using reactive forms approach, this form model is not needed. Okay. So instead of that, let me include reactive form model. Make sure we can remove this form model from this import section also. Okay. So next we can define our reactive forms. Since we have this object model, based on that we can define our reactive forms. We can provide the name is a register form and using form group. So here we can include all the fields. The first one is username, new form control. The default value we can provide empty. Okay. And the next one is password, then full name, then email address, and is agree. So based on this object, we can define all the fields. Okay. And we have provided the default values also. So next we can map this form in our HTML side. In this HTML side, top we can see this identifier. Okay. First let me remove this one, and then using this property binding, I'm adding the form group here and providing this reactive form name. Okay. And next in this submit event, ng submit, there is no need to pass the form. I just removed. Okay, fine. And make sure we need to do the same changes in our TS side. In this proceed registration section, let me remove this one. Okay. The next, make sure we need to validate, right? For this validation, can use register valid. Okay. So next we are converting the register form value into user model object, and then we are assigning into our user object. Okay. And finally, this user object value we are passing into our service. Other functionalities like API calling, everything, it will work as the same. Okay. So next we can move on the HTML side once again. So next in this header side, there is no change. And in this username field, there is this identifier is not needed. Okay. And this name, it is not needed. So instead of that, we can use form control name. So there we can provide this username. Okay. And this two-way binding not needed, we can remove that. And then validation. Here we can see there are two validations. One is required and another one is minimum length. Okay, minimum length 5. So both validation we can include in our TS side itself. In this username field, since we are using two validation, right? So we have to use validators.compose option. So here we can provide this required and minimum length 5. Okay. So we can move to HTML side. So here I just removed both validations. Okay. So the next thing is we have to show the error message using this mat error option. Okay. For doing this one, there is no need to use any if condition. Let me cut this one, and I have removed everything, and I directly provided this error message. So here the conditions we can apply inside the interpolation. We can check like register form dot get username. So here we can check the field username as error. If it is required, we can show like username is required. Okay. So the same way we can, if we have a error with the minimum length, then we have to provide our text message like username must be at least 5 characters length. Okay, fine. Let me save this one. So the same way we can work for this password. In this password also, we can remove this identifier, it's not needed. And the type we can use. And instead of the name, we can use this form control name, and other things we can remove. So the same way for this validations, the required and minimum length 8, both we can remove, and also this if condition also not needed. Okay. So the error message point of view, there are two validation. Password is required, and also the minimum length should be 8 characters long. So those validations, make sure we need to include in our form section as well. So the same way we can use this validators.compose option. So inside there we have to include this required validation and also this minimum length. Okay. So we can move on the HTML side once again. For that field is a full name. The same way I am removing this identifier and adding this form control name as well. And the validation point of view, we have to include this required validation only. I just added. And make sure we can include the required validation here. Validators.required. So next in this email, so here also the required and email validation. Okay. So we can include both here as well. Using this validators.compose option, we have included this required and email validation. But the HTML side, we can remove everything. Instead of the name, we can use the form control name. And in this message also, I mean the error message side, we have to check two conditions. One is required and another one is the format should be email format. Okay. So next in the address field, I believe in this address I'm not included any validations. So we can just remove this name. Instead of that, we can provide the form control name. Okay. Other than that, there is no change here. And next in this is agree. So here, make sure we need to include this required validation. And before that, I'm just removing this name. So instead of that, we have to use the form control name. Disagree. And make sure we have to remove this two-way binding. So finally, in this submit button, we are disabled our form, okay, based on the form invalid state. So here also we have to use this register form. Let me save everything. For this error message only we have a lengthy code. Other than that, we just simplified. We included the field. Additionally, we included only this form control name. So now we can verify whether it is working or not. Okay. The screen looks good. So first we can provide the username entry. It is saying username must be at least 5 characters. In case if I removed completely, it's saying username is required. Fine. So I am providing entry user. Now it is valid. Next in this password field, it's saying password must be at least 8 characters length. In case if I remove it completely, password is required. Okay, now it is fine. So the same way in this username field, we have a required validation. And in this email field, we have a required validation. And then email validation. Okay, finally this agree. So this agree also kind of a mandatory field only. Let me verify why our button is enabled. I believe I missed to include in our form section the validation. Yes. Okay. So we can include all the values once again. So now once I click this agree button, see our register button is enabled. So once I click this register button, the registration is successful. It is simply redirected into our login page. Okay. So now if I'm trying to log in with our new credential, NT user, login successful, it is redirected into our dashboard page. So there we have our logout option, and also we can see welcome NT user. I just did it the logout. So the date also we can verify. If you go to our data section, in this JSON file we can see this new entry. Okay. So the same change we can apply for our login screen also. So the steps are same only. Since we have worked for the registration screen, it is very easy. Okay. So the first one is we are importing this reactive form model. Once it is done, make sure we can remove this ng form and form model here, right? And then we can define our login form based on this object. Okay. Make sure we need to import all those things. Similarly, this validators also. So both we have just a required field validations. And in this proceed login function, there is no parameters. Instead of that, we can check with this login form. And also we are converting this form value into a login model object, and we are assigning to our assigned object, login object. Okay. So finally, this value we are passing to our service. Other functionalities are same only. Okay. So next we can move on the HTML side. In this HTML side also, the first thing is instead of this identifier, we can use this form group. So here we can include login form. So in this ng submit even, there is no need to pass this form value. Okay. And the same way, in this input field, there is no need to include this identifier and this type text and the name, both are not needed. Instead of that, we can directly use this form control name. And for the validation message, we will have only one validation. Okay, that is required field validation. So in this case, there is no need to apply any condition check. And directly cut this one. So now we can directly provide this hardcode value. So the same way we can work for this password also. In this password section, this type password is mandatory, and other things we can just remove. Through the intelligence, this login error message also included. So here also the same story. Since we have a single validation, we can directly provide like this. Okay. So next in this submit button also, we can use this login form, and other changes are same only. Now we can verify once again. So currently we are in the login page. NT user test. Once I click the login button, it's saying invalid credential. Once I provide the valid credential, login is successful. We are able to go for this dashboard page. Here I can see the logout option. Okay. Similarly, if I'm a new user, I can directly come to here. So now we completely migrated this login form and registration form as the reactive forms. Okay. So now we have done the implementation. For the source code reference, I'm going to create two new components. In the new components, I will move both the changes. Okay. So this TDF, I will keep the old code only for the reference purpose. Let me create both the components here. ng generate component. I can create like RF. So here we can create this register. Okay. So the same way, ng generate login. Okay, fine. So those components are created. I will apply all those code here. I will check in into our GitHub. Okay. Okay. Now we are in the end of the video. Still, if you have any doubts or clarification, please post in the comment box, and also please don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you. Thanks for watching.